Welcome to All or Nothing in Real Estate, an exclusive real estate platform created to take your real estate career to the next level. My name is Matt Smith and I run the number 15 real estate team in the nation. For years, I've had mentors and colleagues pour into me, and now it's my turn to give back. This is not your typical real estate podcast. I work in the trenches every single day and I'm offering you real advice, no bullshit, no fluff, no theories. These are proven processes that will take you to the next level no matter where you are in your business. My team was also featured as an Inc. 5000 fastest growing company in the nation, and I'm also a real estate coach through Cheplack Select Coaching as just another way for me to give back. So I have just one question. Are you ready to give it your all or nothing? Welcome back to All or Nothing in Real Estate. This is episode number 15. This is on the power list. This is how to maximize your productivity and absolutely change your life on a daily basis. Matt Smith here, founder of All or Nothing Real Estate. As always, got my co-host, Colin. Colin, say hi.
I'm ready for this. This is going to be a great episode.
Yeah, we're super excited. We were prepping for this, and basically Colin had to force me to stop talking and said, save it for the show. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. Tons of passion goes into this because the cool part about this is the power list and how to scale your life and scale your business is it's scalable. Mm-hmm. No matter where you are in life, where you are in, say, health or in fitness is important to you, this will help. Yeah. Say you're focused on your finances or your business, this will help. Your relationships, this will help. Your personal life, this will help.
It'll literally be adapted to any part of your life.
And it's so simple, but it's yet so effective. Mm-hmm. And too many people overcomplicate this kind of stuff, and we're going to break this down in super detail on how we can help you become more productive in your daily life and help you change your life for you, your family, your business, whatever's important to you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, and this tool has absolutely changed the way that not only Matt does work, but how I do work and how our whole company does at this point. And the vast majority of people who are successful have this or a variation of this as their top tool.
100%. Well, let's dive in.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So yesterday as we were going through notes, I said, hey, instead of just starting with boring, let's start with some fire. Mm-hmm. So here we go. If you're listening to this right now, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Stop wearing busy like it's a badge of honor. Too many people in this world are striving for the wrong thing. They think, how many people, if you're running a real estate business and they ask you, hey, how's work? How's the business? How's the market? How many real estate agents do you think answer with, oh, it's busy? Mm-hmm. Like, that's a good thing. I've never been busy in my life, and it's been good. Instead of trying to be busy, instead of wearing busy like a badge of honor, strive to be productive. Mm-hmm. Productivity beats busy every single time. Just because you're busy, I'll just tell you this. Here's a secret. There is nobody in this world is inspired by your to-do list. There's too many people that want to tell people they're busy because they think it puts them on a pedestal. Mm-hmm. If I have people tell me that they're busy, I'm like, well, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
What are you actually accomplishing? Mm-hmm. Because life is measured on results. Mm-hmm. What are you actually accomplishing? How productive are you versus, oh, I'm busy. I've got all this stuff on my to-do list, and they want to be rewarded. Or like, oh, they want to maybe like, oh, I feel sorry for you, Colin. You have so much stuff on your plate.
Yeah.
But you know why you have so much stuff on your plate? Is because you fucking overcomplicate it.
I didn't prioritize.
That's right. You didn't prioritize what's important. And you want to be busy because you selfishly want the attention because you're busy. Mm-hmm. It's one of my pet peeves. I cannot stand it. So instead of remove the word busy from your vocabulary. Mm-hmm. Are there days where I'm busy? Absolutely. But you know what I strive to be? I strive to be productive. Mm-hmm. So stop wearing busy like a badge of honor. Be productive.
I would say that a lot of people use busy as an excuse for being productive.
100%. It gets in the way of productivity.
Yeah.
Busy prohibits productivity. Mm-hmm. We should write that down. That's a good quote.
Sean, write that down.
Busy prohibits productivity.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, there's too many people let busy get in the way of productive. Mm-hmm. But why are you busy anyway? Don't you want to be productive? Especially in this business. I talk to our agents all the time. And so this is a real estate podcast, right? We talk a lot of mindset because if you don't have your mindset right, real estate doesn't matter. Like the techniques and strategies and all that stuff behind it. Like role play doesn't matter if your mindset's not right. As an example. But so there's too many people, I tell my agents all the time, that you are not trying to be busy. You are not trying to do more. What I want to help you do is I want to develop the skill set, develop the discipline so that you become more productive. Because as a real estate agent, the more productive you are, you give yourself a raise. You can do more work in less time. When you can do more work in less time, no matter where you are. So Colin, you're not a real estate agent. But if you become more productive and you can do more work in less time, what does that result for you?
I mean, it helps everyone, including myself, that it's like, oh, wow, now I'm able to, instead of being overwhelmed by how many little things are, oh, this is important, this is important, this is important, it narrows my focus, which expands your potential. That's a quote from Matt.
Yep.
And I love it because it's absolutely true.
Because think about it. So Colin could be of the mindset of, well, it doesn't matter how productive I am. I'm getting a salary or whatever if you're not paid on commission. But think of it from this perspective. There's too many people that think scarcity, think abundance, have an abundance mindset. So if Colin becomes so productive and so damn good at his job that I can't afford to lose him, do you think that productivity is going to pay Colin?
Absolutely.
Absolutely it is. But too many people get stuck in, well, I'm not going to work on myself. I'm not going to take this position to the next level because I'm not paid for that job yet. Right?
So they're doing the bare minimum.
They're doing the bare minimum just to get by so they can not get fired. But instead, I want to challenge people that are in a similar position, no matter where you are in life. Think about it this way. If you become so damn valuable that they can't lose you, they can't afford to lose you. Do you think you're going to get a raise?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you think you're going to be more valuable to the company? Absolutely.
Well, and
even if that boss or that leader of that company doesn't understand your potential, you working on yourself, becoming more productive will pay you for life forever. Even if it doesn't pay today, it'll pay you in your life forever. So strive to be productive, not busy.
100%.
Another thing that people make a mistake of, they think, well, I'm doing shit. I'm active. How many in real estate specifically, like I hear this from agents all the time, man, I've been there. Man, I worked my ass off today. And I go home to my family, like I went out to go kill something and bring it back to the cave, right?
Yeah.
Like going back caveman style. Like I was hunting because I was supporting my family, right? And so when I came back without a kill, I felt like I was disappointed, right? Like I let my family down. And so I would remember, I'd be like, man, I worked my tail off. And my wife, thank God, would say, well, what did you actually accomplish? I'm like, well, no, I did all this. She's like, that's cool. But what did you accomplish by doing those things? Like, and think about the effect that actually has, because she was saying, that's cool that you worked hard.
Right.
But what did you accomplish by working hard? Work ethic is a very, very key component. But what are you doing with that hard work? Are you applying that? Just because you're active does not mean you're productive.
No, and I mean, in that example there, your takeaways can be more valuable than just the thing you sought out in the initial hunt. So in this case, it's like you went out to catch a turkey or something like that. But if you learned more about how to catch turkey for future, it's like you didn't come away with nothing. You came away with knowledge on, hey, here's how I'm going to do this better next time. I'm going to switch it up.
Yeah, 100%. So activity does not equal productivity. Activity does not equal productivity. Too many people want to, well, I did all this stuff. That's cool. But what did you accomplish by doing those things? Think differently. Change your mindset. It'll change your results.
100%. So with that intro on what the power list is, let's go, or the benefits of power list. Let's talk about the power list itself. What is it?
Yeah, so let's break down the power list. So power list is, so before I say, so let's start with what it is. So what it is, it's 5 critical tasks that you accomplish on a daily basis. So that sounds simple, right?
Just 5.
Yeah, just 5 things. But why is it just 5 things? Because most people have a to-do list that's a mile long, including myself.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do too.
Absolutely.
However, what benefit are you going to have, Colin, if you have 100 things on your to-do list? What benefit is it going to do to you by looking at those 100 things and checking 3 of those off for that day? Say you check 30 off.
Yeah.
What does that do for you?
It depends entirely on what those tasks are. Because it's very easy to choose whatever 30 I would want.
Most people bite off more than they can chew on a daily basis. And when you have 100 things that you're looking at, or however people can say, well, I can do more, I can do 10. You can't forever. Consistency wins. And so I can do 5 on the days that I don't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
But I can do the 5 things that are most important to move my business forward. On the days that I feel like I can do more, I do 10, 15, 20 sometimes.
Yeah.
But I do a minimum of 5 every single day. And they are critical tasks that move my life, my business, my fitness, my finances, whatever is important to me at that time, move the needle forward. And I build that momentum and build that consistency. Consistency over time in anything you do in life is going to win. So most people bite off more than they can chew. So as an example, Colin comes in, looks at his big ass to-do list that he's bragging about. Look at all this shit I got to do, so he feels better and other people feel sorry for him. Like, not really Colin. No. I'm picking on Colin, but you get my point. We all know those people, right? But what happens when they come in and they look at their to-do list? They see all of these things. The first thing that happens is stress and overwhelm.
Yeah.
And what good comes from your mindset being stressed and overwhelmed? Absolutely nothing. That's why you stay busy and not productive, is because you're focused on too much.
Yeah.
So instead of the shotgun approach, be the sniper. Be, this is what I'm going to dominate this today. This part of my business, this part of my life, I'm going to kill it today. And if you kill it today, guess what? You won the day.
And if you win the day,
you win enough days, you can win enough weeks. You win enough weeks, you win enough months. You win enough months, you win enough years, then you win in life. It starts with today. But too many people, so this is just a quote that that I say a lot that I didn't think of until just now, is there's too many people that overestimate what they can do in a day, and they underestimate what they can do in a lifetime. They underestimate what they can do in a year even. They say, well, I can do, the reason that I'm saying that, so people overestimate what they can do in a day, they underestimate what they can do in a year. As an example, how many times do we tell ourselves, I can do that tomorrow?
all the time. Yeah.
Think about that for a second.
Be like, oh, well, I'll take care of that tomorrow. I'll work out tomorrow. I'll eat healthy tomorrow. I'll spend time with this person tomorrow. I'll take care of that report tomorrow. And what happens when tomorrow hits? Well, I can do it tomorrow.
Yep. And then you stack that up enough, and guess what happens? Now you have this big-ass to-do list
the exact
that
same
overwhelms
thing as
you.
before, but the complete opposite.
Yep. It overwhelms you. It stresses you, and stuff that you know you needed to get done, but you didn't get anything done. So it builds mental toughness, like we talked about in our last episode, 75 Hard. Guys, that was one of my favorite episodes. This Power List and 75 Hard, if you get those two episodes and you actually dial those in and build that into your personal life, it will change your life.
Yeah.
Promise you. There's nobody that's done 75 Hard and uses the Power List on a daily basis for a consistent amount of time that their life is not all in a better position now than when they started.
100%.
And the coolest thing is both of them are free. Right? So if you want to level up in life, I'm telling you, listen to those episodes multiple times and apply what you learn. If I can help you, reach out, but that's huge. All right, so most people bite off more than they can chew on a daily basis. If we are a productive member of society, we all have a long-ass to-do list. We all do, right? But nobody's inspired by your damn to-do list. If your to-do list for that day is too long, we get overwhelmed. We can't focus.
Yep.
We don't know what's important, and we become busy, or we do meaningless tasks to check the box versus doing the top things.
Yeah.
You can feel productive by I checked more boxes than 5 today, Matt.
Yeah.
I was busy. I was productive. I checked 6 boxes today. You only did 5. But my 5 moved my business, what was important. Those are the 5 most important things versus you just checked 6 boxes that were, I need to respond to 1 email.
Yep.
That's not a power list item.
Yeah. No, I mean, that hits our next part, which is for the power list, you have to prioritize it. So when we say 5 critical tasks, it means 5 critical tasks. If the way I like to look at it is if only these things could be done today. If I got stuck in traffic for the rest of the day or a family emergency happened and stuff, and only these 5 things happened today, would I be satisfied with the day? Would I walk away from it and go, not the day I was hoping for, but the things that mattered most happened.
Yeah.
And I'm able to move forward. Matt, how do you go about prioritizing?
So Colin knows. That's why he asked. Loaded question. So I have brain dump sessions where I'm like, hey, I just need you to I need to get this out. I need to get it out of my head and onto paper. And I like to have somebody else in the room so that when I have something that's like a half thought, they can help me finish the thought. So I do brain dumping, and then I put it all on the list, and then I prioritize that list, and I don't look at that list until tomorrow. Like I look at the 5 things. And then if I actually have things that I need to get done other than those 5 things, but they're not most critical, maybe I'll put them at the bottom of my power list. If I get done, I can get to them.
Yeah.
And sometimes those transfer over to the next day. but I get those 5 things done.
The 5 ones always happen.
And then you have to prioritize what is important. Like we let ourselves off the hook on a daily basis and say, oh, again, we overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate in a year. But you can accomplish so much in a year's time. You can absolutely transform your life where you don't recognize it a year from now.
Yeah.
But you have to do that by winning the day today. And it starts with the small details that you do on a daily basis consistently over a period of time, and then that's where you won't recognize yourself in a year from now. But too many people focus on they have goals for a year, but have you broken that down into what you need to do today? And they, as an example of like, say I'm in college and I have an exam, right? Well, how many people wait till the night of to start cramming that in or studying for the test? But so why do we treat life that way? We know that doesn't work.
Yeah.
We know we don't give our best product, but we wait to do that in life and say we have a big goal, we have a big aspiration. And I mean, let's relate it to fitness. Is you want to lose 20 pounds, right? You want to gain muscle, you want to do whatever it is that you want to do fitness wise. You can't do that in a day. But if you do a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, a little bit every day for 3 months, in 90 days, you will be different. You will look different.
I mean, I have heard about some of those programs that it's like 60-second abs. Like you just, do it for 60 seconds, you got instant abs. No, 100%. Yep. It's like you have to do it consistently every single day to move towards that end goal.
But then it's very important. So yes, set goals, set commitments that are long-term. Absolutely. You should, but don't stop there. Break that down into daily actions you need to do that are going to move you towards those goals, towards those commitments. Like, I mean, I'm not perfect, but I am way better than I used to be. And I'm way better than most people that I know on when I say I'm going to do something, I accomplish it.
Yeah.
Period. Like, I don't give myself excuses. Part of that came from 75 hard and the mental toughness I developed.
Yep.
But do you know how I keep myself on track? It's this simple power list that people underestimate. They're like, oh, well, that's so simple, it can't work. Yep. That's why it works. It's because it's so simple.
And I would say anyone who says, oh, that can't work, have you tried it? Okay, prove it. Like, try it for 30 days and tell me if it doesn't work. Are you, and I guess on the critical tasks themselves, the more you do this, the better those tasks will be. You will get much better at saying, I only got 5. What is absolutely the most important? Because what easily happens is you just throw a random 5 on there that you're like, well, this one I can probably knock out in 30 minutes, and this one I can take care of. And there's a saying that I've used before, and I absolutely love it. It's the enemy of the best is by far often the good.
Yep.
The enemy of the best is by far often the good. And what that means is the things that are most important, the things that get in the way, are the good things, not the bad things. So in this case, it's like, well, instead of me doing the most important task, I'm going to do the slightly easier one that's less important, because I'll still feel busy, I'll still look busy to everyone around me, but in my heart, in my mind, I know that that's not true, that I'm not doing the thing that's most important. And so you listen to that, your mindset enough, and go, okay, no, wait, actually that needs to be on my power list. And then you start checking that off. You build trust in yourself on a regular basis, and that snowballs and compounds over and over again.
Absolutely. So good gets in the way of the best, right? 100% all the time, because we think, well, at least we're doing something good.
Yeah.
But could you be doing something better?
Yes.
Right? And so good is the enemy of great. So make sure that you are focusing on the most important things. So 5 critical tasks. These must be specific, must be actionable, and must be measurable. So if you can look at I need to be able to give my power list to Colin. He needs to understand what it was, and he needs to be able to say, from a stranger's perspective, did I win that or not? Did I accomplish that or not?
Right.
So too many people do it too vague. They're not specific. Yeah. Like, how long are you going to work out for?
Yeah.
What workout are you doing? So people put eat healthy. What does that mean? Define that. People will say, do my prospecting if you're a real estate agent. Define that.
So if I eat healthy, if I have 1 donut instead of 2, does that count as eating healthier today? Yep. Yeah.
So again, this sounds very minuscule. It sounds like, oh, well, these guys are just being hard asses about it. But that's how you level up in fucking life. Is too many people let themselves slide and say, well, I eat healthier. I only smoked 1 pack of cigarettes a day, not 2. So I'm getting better. Are you getting better, or are you great? Are you maximizing your potential on a daily basis? Because that's let's go back to my definition of success. Success is the pursuit of one's true potential. Success is a journey, not a destination. I will never be truly successful in my life because I know I can always be better, and I'm striving for better every single day. And how I do that, the actionable items of how I do that is on my power list. That's the secret. It's the secret sauce. So specific, actionable, measurable. So let's go back to the prospecting example. If I'm a real estate agent and I put on my power list, I need to do my prospecting. Can your team leader, can your spouse look at that and know if you accomplish that or not? Because technically, I made one phone call. I did my prospecting. But is that truly what you accomplished, what you wanted to accomplish for that day? No. You need to do a time frame, a number of contacts, make it specific and measurable. So what do I need to actually accomplish, and break that down? So make sure that it is something that, the simplest way for me to explain that is if I give that to a stranger, they can understand what it is, and they know if I can prove to them I accomplished it or I didn't.
I like that. Yeah. Can you give it to someone else?
Yes. And it must move the needle forward in what is important to you at your life at this present time. It's not just for work. It's for health. It's for fitness. It's for relationships. What's important for you in your life? Because we'll get to this later, I'm sure, but work-life balance is bullshit. Too many people think that they can pretend to be somebody else at work that they aren't at home. You have one fucking life. Work is a huge part of it. But what I have learned is if you can work on yourself, like let's go to the airplane analogy. Like they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first if something goes haywire, because you have to help yourself before you can help others, right? There's too many people that focus on things that they try to be something that they're not. Yeah. Right. And so be who you are, be authentically you, and you have one life. Like I remember, so we practice this part of our tracking system and what we give our agents on a daily basis. And we even created one for operations too. It has a power list on it because it is a part of our business that has helped us. But people say, well, I can't think of 5 things in my business. Well, number one, we need to have a different talk, but it doesn't have to be business related, right? It like on my power list is work out twice a day for 45 minutes. You know why? Because that's important to me right now. That's part of my phase 3 of 75 hard. And so that's not a habit for me. So it is a critical task. It's specific. It's measurable. Actually, I didn't even put that on there because part of phase 3, it used to be one when it was less of a habit, but it's a specific example. Like recording this podcast. That was on my power list today. This was important for me to give this value to other people, right? And so it must move the needle forward in what is important for you in your life, not just your work. And this is very, very important. Once it becomes a habit, you replace it. That's the simplicity, but also the magic, right? Is, well, if you have the same 5 things, you can have the same 5 things for 30 days. Sure. Maybe those aren't built in habits to you. But once it becomes a habit and you don't have to look at your list to get it done, remove it and replace it. Replace it with something else that you want to level up. That's the magic in how you are always growing and evolving. It's because once it becomes a habit, you replace it with something else that's now important for you.
And isn't that a fantastic feeling too, when you hit that? It's like, oh, actually, this has become a part of my life now, and here's perfect evidence of me growing, moving forward.
1000%. And like, so an example for me. So I've done 75 hard, phase 1, phase 2, and I'm on phase 3 right now. And so part of that, it's a mental toughness challenge, but you have to eat healthy, right? You have to work out. And so I fall off of those habits from time to time. I'm not perfect. So what I get put back on my power list when that falls off, because it's out of habit now, is I put those things on there because they're important to me in my life goals that I want to accomplish. And I hate to keep using fitness because I'm not the most fit guy, but I know how your health and fitness correlates to your mind, which correlates to your life. If you take care of yourself, you're able to accomplish so much more in life. And so it's so important. And it's always a good analogy too, right? It's because fitness doesn't, just like business, just like your mindset, fitness doesn't change or evolve quickly or overnight. It takes consistent effort over time. And so that's why it's such a good analogy for life, for success, because it doesn't happen quickly. It takes consistent effort for a long time.
100%. So what happens if you've got the perfect power list, but don't do anything with it? Execution.
Wow. I don't know. What would you do, Colin?
I think I put a big L at the top of the list. Oh yeah, that's another thing. You get all 5 of them complete. You do, if you're listening or watching the podcast, you do like this here. You put a W at the top, and for win. And then if you don't, you get a nice big L, and that always feels great.
Yeah. So I'm gonna back up a little bit, Colin, before we talk about that.
Yeah.
Because yes, I want to go in depth on that because that's a very important part of this. But we often, as humans, we get in our own ways and we want to check the box. Mm-hmm. That's why it's important to put your to-do list to the side, pick the 5 things that are most important, write them out first, and accomplish those first. Because so I have a saying, master your mornings, especially in this business. If you can master your mornings, your day goes so much better. Mm-hmm. In this business, ask any real estate agent when things are most chaotic.
Morning.
No, afternoon.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's in the afternoon. Because people have been at work, They go to lunch break, we do a lot of showings in the evenings, etc. Because when our clients in the mornings, they're in their real job.
Right. And
then things free up in the afternoons, and title companies, lenders, like they're getting in, they're checking their stuff, etc. So when any fires that happen typically happen in the afternoon. Like it's real estate, so you never know what's going to happen,
right.
But they typically happen in the afternoon. And so control the controllables. Mm-hmm. And so I know between 8 and 10 a.m., that's my time to knock shit out. And anything on the outside world can wait. Mm-hmm. The fires can wait till after 10 because I can, there's not much I can do to solve them before then, right? Mm-hmm. And so master your morning. So eat the frog first thing in the morning. Mm-hmm. What is the hardest thing that I don't want to do today, but I know I need to do? Do it first. Mm-hmm. And do it in the mornings to get it out of the way. And once you accomplish that, you have that sense of gratitude, that fulfillment, and it helps propel the rest of the day. Mm-hmm. Other people will start with drama on social media, or let me check my emails first. If it's an email, it's not urgent. Like if it's urgent, they would have called me. They would have came to my, like an email is not urgent. So don't be reactive first thing in the morning. It throws your whole day off. Mm-hmm. Focus on you first. Give yourself you time, and what do I need to do in my life right now? Mm-hmm. Do it first. That's the most important. That sets your day up for success.
Absolutely, because you start the day off on the biggest win. You say, what's the thing I'm dreading most? And your analogy, you like eat the frog. I think that they say like a cold, slimy frog first thing in the morning. It's like, I don't want to do this right now. But once you do, well, then the rest of the day is yours. That you're like, oh, well, then if I did that thing, I could probably do this, probably do that, because everything else after that just is easy.
Yeah, like so a simple analogy in my life right now would be part of phase 3 is a 5-minute cold shower every day. I fucking hate it. It's miserable, right? But I do it in the morning every single time. I've not done it one morning, and I regretted it because it was hanging over my head all day, and I every hour I would think about, shit, I got to take a cold shower tonight. So think about that on really whatever it is that's your frog.
Yeah.
Today, if you don't accomplish it, it doesn't disappear. Mm-hmm. It's still there in your subconscious, in the back of your brain. It's still there and present. Mm-hmm. So just get rid of it by knocking it out. Accomplish that task and move on.
Man, that must have been a really bummer cold shower when you got back.
Oh, it sucked. It was the worst one. All right. So a plan without execution is worthless. So Colin asked earlier, what happens if you write your list and you just don't do it? The power list isn't about writing the list. The power list is about knocking shit out, getting shit done. So a plan without execution is worthless. But also on that, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Mm-hmm. I don't know many people in life that plan to fail. But how many of them have an actual detailed plan or a power list of what you want to accomplish? Do they have their yearly commitments? Mm-hmm. What do I want to accomplish this year? What do I want to accomplish today? What do I want to break that down in quarterly, monthly? Do you have that written down? Do you have a plan to accomplish that? Or is it just hopes and dreams? Yep. Too many people want to succeed. They want success, but they don't develop a plan for it. And if you fail to plan, in my eyes, you plan to fail. Mm-hmm. And I don't know about you. I don't plan to fail. I don't know many people that do. Mm-hmm. Then I say, give me a written plan.
Right.
What? No, I'll just kind of wing it. No.
Yeah.
That's why you're planning to fail.
Yeah.
You have to have a plan.
Yeah. But no one wants to fail, but your actions are speaking for it. That you're planning to fail if you continue to fail to plan.
That's right. And so planning is a huge important part. I don't mean to discount it, but it fails in comparison to execution. By far, the biggest factor of this is execution. Execution wins every single time. So I used to not have a plan. I just executed. I just got shit done. I'm a bulldozer. I'm knocking shit over. I'm moving objects. I hope somebody's behind me cleaning up my mess because I'm going to make a mess, but I'm going to get shit done.
Yeah.
But what I've learned through the years is develop a plan so you have targeted bulldozer, right? I just want to bulldoze these trees, not these, right? And so if you do that and you actually develop a plan behind it, the plan's important, but if you develop a plan but you don't start the bulldozer, it doesn't matter. You're not knock over any trees, right? Execution is the key. But I'm trying to help you develop a plan of five tasks, guys. It's 5 simple tasks.
Yeah.
But it will absolutely propel your life and transform your life in a positive direction.
Yeah, no, there's a saying, plans without action are just dreams. And I would say that I'm definitely guilty of that as far as I'll go, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. And it's like, so when are you going to do that? I'm like, well, tomorrow Monday. Or Monday or Tuesday or someday, and someday becomes never.
Yep.
So 9 times out of 10.
I've never seen someday on the calendar.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, no, it's 100% true. Make plans and do something. Even if it's the wrong thing, you'll figure out what the right thing is faster than if you did nothing at all.
Dude, so that's one of my favorite analogies is tell people, quit being a damn squirrel. So everybody's like, what? What are you talking about? How many times have you been driving, you see a squirrel in the middle of the road, and he's like, oh shit, I'm going to go this way. Oh shit, I'm going to go that way. And what happens? He can't make a fucking decision. He gets ran over.
Yeah.
Don't be roadkill. Don't be a squirrel. Make a fucking decision and go. Now, you may have to come back across the other side of the road because you're like, oh, shit, life was better on this side. But you didn't get ran over in the process. Too many people overanalyze execution. Execute. Don't be a squirrel. So I remember in high school, in elementary school, high school, they had signs throughout the halls. It was like painted on the walls, everything. It said, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. That sounds very powerful, right? As a kid, I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I've learned that was complete bullshit.
How so?
Knowledge is worthless unless it's put into productive action. Just because you know shit doesn't mean shit. What are you doing with that knowledge? Knowledge is not power. Productive action with that knowledge is power. Execution with that knowledge is power. Knowledge is worthless without execution. It's not about what you know. It's about what you do with that. So I don't know why that popped in my head, but I remember seeing that as a kid, and it's popped in my brain a few times. Like, it's not that they're setting kids up for failure, because I understand what they're trying to accomplish, but I challenge them to look at it from a different perspective. Is because what good is knowledge? If you don't do anything with that knowledge, what good is it? What value does it provide to you? Does it provide to the world? Does it provide to others? Just because you know it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
What are you doing with that knowledge? That's the value. That's the power.
Let's use the workout analogy again. Like, if you had the perfect workout plan built perfectly for your body, it's like, all right, I'm going to do these exercises this way, this type of a deal, and then I'm going to have the perfect physique. So when are you going to start? Well, I still need to work out some of the details or something. You will never have that body that you plan for.
Yeah, you can have the perfect business plan, the perfect fitness plan, the perfect nutrition plan. But just because you have the knowledge to build those and you have the perfect plan, it doesn't work unless you execute. So there can be an asterisk hole out there, which is what I call the Karens of the world, that could be listening to this and say, well, I could sell that knowledge. I could sell that fitness plan. What is your plan to build to sell that? So that's great. Action.
It's like, great.
That's taking action, though.
Yeah.
So taking action on that plan is the important part. Having that knowledge is awesome. But anybody that does anything productive in this world, yes, they have knowledge. Knowledge is very powerful. But it's useless unless you put it into productive action. You have to put it in productive action.
And the power list is what helps you do that.
100%. Execution wins every single time. Perfect inaction is way better than perfect action. Perfect inaction beats perfect action. Imperfect action beats perfect inaction every single time. I think I finally said that right.
Yeah. No, there's another one. It's like, done is better than perfect.
Yep.
It's like, listen, do something. And
don't be a squirrel.
Yeah, don't be a squirrel.
One of my agents, if she listens to this, she loves that. It's her favorite story I've ever told. because she doesn't know how to make a decision.
Yeah,
so
you're like,
it's
oh,
helped
okay.
her.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing to keep in your head.
Yep.
You're just like, all right, wait.
Cool. So I hit this earlier, but work-life balance is bullshit. This powerless is not just 5 things in work. Yes, work is a part of life, and you need to be productive in work so you can help more people, et cetera, et cetera. But when people are starting, if their health is lagging, their mental health, physical health, any of that, and all 5 of those things start with that first, think about this for a second. If they are struggling in that area of their life, and that's what their power list is for 30 days in a row, do you think they're going to be a better employee 30 days from now? I do. If they focus on improving those things, maybe I didn't explain that.
No, yeah, I flipped it in my head, I think.
Yes. So if you are struggling with those things in your life,
Yeah.
if you're out of shape, if your mental health is struggling, if you're just going through different struggles other than work stuff,
Right.
and your power list every day for 30 days focuses on those areas of your life, are you going to be a better employee to the company 30 days from now?
100%.
Because you focused on what was important in your life.
Yep.
Because work-life balance is bullshit. Anytime I've had any discussion with an employee, an agent, anybody that is in a slump or struggling with their work, whatever, it never, ever, 0% of the time has it ever had anything to do with work. It's always something in their personal life. And so that's why work-life balance is bullshit, because you have one life. And as much as we want to say, I leave my home life at home, we carry it with us. It's a backpack we wear at all times. We just don't realize it.
Yeah.
And so if I can help, let's use Colin as an example.
Yeah.
If I can help Colin with his personal life, his performance at work is going to improve. So your power list doesn't have to be just work.
Yeah. I mean, on the most simple example would be like, let's say I'm getting horrible sleep on a regular basis and I'm getting like 3 hours or something. Every day I show up to work and I'm exhausted. I can't focus. I'm like, wait, Matt, can you repeat that? Or wait, hold on. Wait, what did you say? Like, obviously my work is going to suffer. And then my relationships are going to suffer and so on and so forth over and over and over again. But it's like, all right, wait, hold up. What time are you going to bed? It's like, well, like 4 a.m. And you're like, okay, well, there's
found the problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you fix that, then everything else snowballs. And yeah, just sleep is one example, but relationships, family, and any number of personal things, they impact everything. And work impacts personal life as well.
100%. Yep. It's all relative. It's
all connected.
It's all one life.
Yeah.
Colin, what if I told you success has seasons?
I would 100% agree. I'd say, I'll give a personal example. I'm tackling 75 hard for the second time.
I saw that.
Yeah, which is like...
You're on day 2 today?
I'm on day 3, actually.
Day 3?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we had our podcast on Powerless last week, or 75 hard. I inspired myself, I guess.
Love it.
Together. Anyway, but when I was doing 75 hard the first time, it was definitely a season of success. Like my whole life, everything improved across the board. And then...
Let me interrupt quickly.
Yeah.
So if you guys have not listened to the 75 Hard podcast, go back and listen to episode 14, 75 Hard. That was a testimonial that I didn't pay Colin for. He said I had a successful season in life when I did 75 Hard.
100%.
So much so he wanted to do it again. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a nail on the head in the sense that I was like, wow, everything across the board was better when I was doing these things consistently. So the minute I stopped 75 hard, like went down. I know that won't be the same for everyone, but it was for me.
Yep.
And now that I'm jumping back on, things are changing already. Just getting started. Actually, like half my family has joined me at this time.
That's
around.
awesome.
Which I was like, what? Like they're all like, yeah, I want to do that too. So yeah, no, it definitely comes in seasons. And so being able to recognize those moments when a season's hot, jump on it.
Yep, 1,000%. So the key to long-term success is everybody has down days. I woke up this morning, was one of those for me. I've been working out really, really hard. My body was like, I just need more rest. My alarm went off. I wanted to hit the snooze button. I got my ass out of bed, worked out anyway, because I understand true success in life comes from doing the things you don't want to do on the days the things you need to do when you don't feel like doing them on the days you don't want to do them. So success in life comes from doing the things you know you need to do when you don't feel like doing them.
Yep.
That you have to at least do those 5 critical tasks as this example of a power list, right? One of mine is to get up and work out.
Yeah.
I did it. Was it the best workout I've ever had? No. But it was still better than the workout I didn't do. Right? So success has seasons. But there's times where I'll wake up before my alarm. I'm like, all right, I'm going to work out today. I'm going to have the best workout of my life. And so when you have those feelings, when you go through those seasons of life, of emotions, the key to long-term success, number one, is maximize it when you're hot. When you're hot, you're hot.
Yeah.
Go all in. Just run it till you can't run it no more.
Because too many people always throw curveballs.
Too many people will tell you, oh, well, you'll get burnt out. Okay, sure. But I'm going to get burnt out whether I maximize this hot season or not.
Yes.
So because I'm afraid I'm going to get burnt out and I'm going to go half-ass when I'm feeling good, nope. Pedal to the metal, all or nothing, right? And so we need to make sure you maximize the hot times. And when you have those cold times, minimize those. Have less cold times. You know how you have less cold times? Keep momentum going. Life happens. You will get thrown curveballs. But learning the mental toughness from our last episode in 75 Hard, going through the power list every day, there's so many emotions that happen when you keep commitments to yourself. Life changes when you no longer lie to yourself on a daily basis.
I just got chills up and down my spine. 100%.
That resonates with Colin so well and with so many others, I hope, because we talk ourselves out of so many things on a daily basis. We are the best negotiators with ourselves.
Yes.
I don't negotiate with myself anymore. Am I perfect? No. But I'm way more control than I ever used to be. As an example, I mean, there's a reason after 75 Hard is over, I gained 20 pounds. Right? I didn't have that commitment anymore. I wasn't consistent. It was just part of it.
Yeah.
But now I'm back on track. So what I need to do, let's use myself as an example. I'll be the guinea pig here. I need to minimize those cold times where I don't feel like waking up early, where I don't feel like working out. And I need to get up and do some kind of workout anyway.
Right.
I need to eat healthier on those cold times. And when I do that, instead of the cold times being stretched out and longer, now they're minimized. Because I keep that momentum going and it wants me to do more. It keeps my mind wanting to do more. So maximize the hot times, minimize the cold times.
100%. Yeah, and just get a little bit better at that every single time, and your life is going to completely change. Because you'll always get those cold seasons. Something's going to happen in your personal life, and you're not going to be 100%. So it's like not if, but when that season comes, let's prep as much as we can,
and do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't lie to yourself. You set this commitment for a reason. Do it. Don't talk yourself out of it.
Well, and that rolls into the next bit, which is this all comes down to mindset. I cracked up when Matt and I were putting this together. We were thinking of different topic parts, and I was like, mindset, 100%. The thing that the power list helps so much is building your mindset, and you hit the nail on the head on it builds trust in yourself. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. 100%. And you don't even hear that little voice in the back of your head that says, well, if there's time, or if nothing else, or if I'm not too tired, or if something doesn't come up. You hear that voice and you're like, shut up. No, I'm doing this.
So for those of you that aren't on video, I just rolled my eyes there because I hate that guy. Yeah. I have that guy on my shoulder. I call him the yeah, but guy. Fuck him. Get out of here. Yeah, but you have an excuse for everything. Yep. Well, you worked out yesterday. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you ate healthy last week. Why do you have to eat healthy this week?
Right.
No, fuck you. Get out of my life because these are my goals. These are my commitments. And here's what I'm keeping to myself. I told myself I would do this, and I'm following through. We as people, so I say this in the team. Let's relate this to real estate again. I say this to the team all the time. There's so much power in public declaration. When you declare publicly what your commitments are, I don't know the math, but I'd be willing to bet it's somewhere around 1,000% improvement that you will actually accomplish them. That's my personal experience. For myself and from other agents and other people that I've experienced with. The power of public declaration is real.
Yep. Because
we as humans are not afraid to let ourselves down every single day. But we don't want to let others down. I don't want to let my team members down. I don't want to let my family down. So you know what I started doing? Declaring my commitments in front of people that I care about most. Because I'm not going to let them down. And what you build over time is now you build that habit, you build that callus, you build that muscle so that you no longer let yourself down because you realize the power of that momentum that it builds. So if you're making commitments, you're making declarations, and you struggle with procrastination like we all do, I highly recommend you find a group of people you trust, declare your commitments, why they're important to you, and ask them to hold you accountable.
Yes.
And you do that in a group setting of people that you have trust with, and ask them if they want to declare some too.
Yeah.
And watch the difference that you have because you declared in front of other people. Is it going to be easy? No. But will it be worth it? 1,000%.
That is such a great, honestly, the power list is perfect for this. I get to see this all the time. Everybody here at Matt Smith Real Estate, they'll share their power lists amongst each other. They'll say, hey, what's on your power list today? Well, I got this, I got this, I got this. It's like public declaration on a daily basis. And whenever I tell so-and-so, I'm like, oh yeah, this is on it throughout the entire day without fail. They'll be like, hey, how's that thing going? And I'm like, well, until you asked, nothing's moved. But then, I know they're going to come back and check on it.
Yep.
And I'm like, I can't negotiate with that. I can negotiate with myself all day and go, well, this other thing came up. It's like, no, Chris Cross is going to ask me about this.
Yeah.
I need to get it done.
Yep. 100%. That's awesome. Yeah. So that's an example of we practice what we preach.
Yep.
And something I'm very, very proud of is that I can say with zero hesitation that anybody that has been in our environment for more than 2 weeks is in a better position in their life than when they came. Well, how does that affect your real estate business? What did we just say? Life. You have one life. If I can help you improve your personal life, what do you number one, what loyalty is that going to create? And what motivation do you have to give back to the team now? Too many employers, too many leaders say, well, you owe me first. No. I owe everybody in this building so much because they trust me every single day to come here and support their families and live their lives. And I have to give so much so that they want to give back. Not because they have to, because they want to. That's the environment you have to create. That was a little bit of a tangent, but that goes back to mindset. That's so crucial. So on your mindset, are you just filling time? Are you showing up on accident? Are you showing up on purpose? Are you doing the bare minimum so you don't get noticed, you don't get fired, so you don't cause trouble? Or are you really trying to push the needle so much forward in your position, in your life, in your fitness, in your health, whatever, pushing it so far forward that somebody else notices you and can't help but recognize you for that? Too many people. So here's an analogy I give when we're hiring somebody. Number one, corporate America is broken, right? Corporate America is broken. I hate how corporate America operates because they say, oh, I'll give you a raise and then you do ABC. That's not how the real world works. And that's why there's so much participation trophies and all this other stupid bullshit that exists in our world now. It's because of stuff like that. So here's how we operate. And I'm very honest and upfront with everybody we hire is I said, I hate corporate America. And I refuse to be corporate America. So if you want a raise, you want a promotion, you want something in this office, in this company, you have to earn it. If you earn it, that opportunity exists because I promise you I want more for you than you want for you. That's why we created this company. But don't wait on me to give it to you. You earn it first, you create that opportunity, and it's there. You can't say, there's people that will have the mindset of, well, you give me a raise and I'll do more. That's the wrong mindset to have. You do more, you earn that opportunity, you show your value, be so valuable they can't afford to lose you, and then you'll get more every single time. So are you showing up on accident? Or are you showing up on purpose? Are you passionate about what you're doing? Are you giving it your all? Or are you just putting in your timing in, timing out, and hoping nobody notices you?
Right. I mean, this comes down to what's on your power list. Is it like the bare minimum that you're like, all right, this will get me through, this will make me look busy for the entire day and make it an easy 8 hours, and then I can clock out right as soon as the clock hits 5, versus saying, no, I want to make a difference in people's lives. So what items on this power list would be the most impactful to change the most lives?
The first example you gave there, most of the time, those people will be the ones Eeyoreing around and saying, well, I just haven't got a raise in 6 months at my job, and I haven't done this. And there's just no opportunity. It's just a dead-end career. It's because of what you get out what you put in.
Yep.
especially in this company, in this organization. So you have to make sure to give more. So an example, and I'm stealing this from Andy Frisella, which is where I got the power list from, as a matter of fact, is he says, so let's say that you're just out of high school and it's your first job and you're a fry cook at McDonald's. You need to focus on making the best fucking French fries McDonald's has ever seen. You don't do it and say, hey, look at my French fries. You just do it day in and day out consistently. Make the best fries, the best fries. They never waiting on fries. They're always fresh. They're salted perfectly. Whatever it is, every single detail. And be the best fucking fry maker. What do you think is going to happen in your life? Even if you have a shitty boss and they don't notice it. Number one, you're going to get promoted. You're going to get a raise. Something good is going to happen in that job in most cases. But let's pretend, well, you have that leader that feels threatened because you make too good of fries, right? Whatever analogy you want to use. Well, number one, your skills that you learned by developing how to follow that process and make the best fries ever will be with you forever.
Yep.
And they will serve you in the next stage of your life, and then the next stage and the next stage. And so you get out what you put in. So make sure that I don't care what you're doing, make sure your mindset is, I'm going to give it my best. And the power list is a great tool to break down that process so you do it consistently day in and day out.
Well, because, I mean, if you're repeating the mindset every day is, well, it doesn't really matter. Well, I don't really need to put this versus I'm the type of person that makes a difference. I'm going to give this 100% no matter what I'm doing. If you're practicing that mindset on repeat with something as simple as fries, well, when a new season in life comes up, if you've been repeating that over and over and over, how different is that new opportunity going to be? Versus if you every day were repeating, well, it doesn't really matter, I'll just kind of half do it. The next opportunity that comes along, you are not going to be able to take full advantage of it. Absolutely.
No, your name's not even going to be in the hat.
Yeah.
There's going to be some new guy that's working harder that's going to take your position.
And you're like, well, because...
Yep. Well, I've been here longer. It doesn't fucking matter.
Doesn't matter.
Nope. So, Colin, we were talking yesterday prepping for this, and we were just talking. I said, dude, I feel like because of the power list and because of some of these productivity tools I've learned over the years, there are days that I do more in 2 hours than I used to do in 8 hours because I'm so much more productive. And I just look back on my life and think about what I've done to be more productive. And the power list is that I use it every single day, right? And it's something that's really helped me be more productive, so much so that, like, if I look back on my life 3 years ago, if I break down what I was like, let's talk finances for a minute, what I made per hour. Yeah. Every time my productivity increases, so does my income. There's something connected there because I don't strive to be busy. I don't care how busy I am. What did I actually accomplish? Because remember, nobody's inspired by your to-do list. There's too many people, especially in this business, that have such big fucking egos, and they want everybody to know, well, look at me, look how much I got done, look at all this shit. What did you actually accomplish by doing that versus what do you have to do? If you focus on your accomplishments, that's where you really grow in life. So get out of your own way. Work on productivity.
1,000%. And yeah, I mean, and the power list is fantastic on kind of helping you nail down what's truly important. And we have a fun little story based off of this when we were preparing the episode, which was on my power list, and I think your power list as well.
No, it was on my calendar. It didn't make my power list. Well, not that you're not important. No, I just I had 8 other things that were more important.
I'm not hurt. No.
I said 8 because on phase 3 there's 8 critical tasks that I do. Not 5, but you know.
Anyway, we had someone interrupt us and just said, "Hey, I've got this new thing. Like, I need your feedback on this." And it was a good. They needed some critical feedback from Matt. However, it was interrupting what he was focusing on. So when you can, and he said, "Absolutely, I can do that." And this is priority at the moment. I will get to that in 5 minutes. I'll come find you with it. When you have prepared over and over and over, when you practiced. The power list comes first, or these things that are most important are the most important. Then when something else comes in that you're like, well, I might do this, or the decision is so easy to make. Yeah. Immediately you're like, no, but I can do it later. And say, hey, Matt, can you take care of this? No, but I can do it at this other time because today this is what's most important.
Yep. Yeah. Too many people. Colin, give me a percentage of people you think would have handled that situation different.
I'd say like 80%.
I would say it's higher than that. Yeah. Because that person walked in, oh my God, my hair's on fire. I need you. And I very calmly said, I will get to you. I promise. Is something burning? No. Okay. I'm in the middle of something. I'll be done in 5 minutes. I'll come find you. I control my time.
Yeah.
Number one, we should have had a door closed if it was a private meeting. But regardless, like that was a good exercise because I am in control of my time. So
Versus your time being in control of you.
yes. How many people would have just said, okay, what is it? Now you interrupt. And then this is going to tie over to multitasking.
Yeah.
But, so people interrupt and then they figure out whatever this problem is. 99% of the time, it's not an actual emergency. It could have waited 5 days, much less 5 minutes, right? And then second to that is now I'm going back to my meeting with Colin in this example, and I'm like, all right, shit, Colin, refresh my memory. What were we talking about?
It's like, hey, Matt, something else has come up here. Like,
Yep. Yeah, and so because your brain can only focus on so much.
Yep.
Maybe it's just my brain. Maybe everybody else is good at multitasking.
It's everyone's.
Okay. So, but what I've realized is that when you find one thing and you have tunnel vision on it and you focus on that one thing, you get done so much. You want to talk about productivity? Focus on one thing at a fucking time.
Through the roof.
And get it done. Focus on it and accomplish it. See it through to the end. No distractions. And so too many people say, well, I have to be available for my people. Do you think, Colin, am I not available for the team?
You absolutely are.
Do you know anybody that has more on their plate than I do?
You're working so much. We have daily conversations about how much is on your plate.
Okay.
So yeah.
So my point being though, but I'm still here for everybody.
Yes.
But the reason I'm able to accomplish what I'm able to accomplish is because it's my time and I control it. And everybody on the team respects it because I handle it in the respectful way. I taught them how to treat me.
Yes.
But too many people, so I laughed earlier because I have people that will come in as a job application or whatever and have an interview and I hope this changes in our world, but people think that multitasking is a good thing. And anytime I see, so if you're listening to this and you're going to apply here, here's a freebie. Don't put I'm a good multitasker on your resume. Because multitasking is bullshit. If you're a good multitasker, you know what that tells me? That you like to be busy.
Not productive.
You're not productive. So multitasking is bullshit. Like there's an exercise. I had our operations team. I took them out to lunch. I don't know if you were there. It was at a Mexican restaurant. But it was like something with straws and I don't remember the exercise. But it was a multitasking exercise. It was like writing down numbers.
Yes.
And like everybody has heard me say that, but they actually experienced it that day. I took them through the exercise and they did the same exact thing, but the way that we did it was a multitasking way. It took them twice as long to accomplish it.
Yeah.
And that was just one simple, it was like writing out your ABCs or something simple.
Yeah, no, it was like write ABCs for like 20 seconds. Now write 1 through 100 for 20 seconds.
Yep.
Now do A1, A2, A3, and see, I already messed it up. C3, D4. Like,
and so it's just that split second. Your brain has to, now ABCs we can say like the back of our hand.
Yeah.
But you got to go A1, B2. All right, C3. And so you're not focusing on your ABCs or your 1, 2, 3s, right?
Nope.
You're focusing on both. And it's something as simple as that took the average person twice the amount of time to do the same damn thing.
As something as simple as that you're like, well, how much time are you wasting then on something that is much more complicated?
100%. So multitasking is bullshit. Quit multitasking. Focus one thing at a time on your power list.
And if you apply here, don't put it on your resume.
For real, don't.
Yeah.
All right. So Colin, give me some, you're doing the power list now. I see it. You pin them on your wall even.
I do, yeah.
So give me some ideas of how that's really helped you. Like tell the audience what that's really done for you.
Absolutely. It has helped so much across the board in that I take every day, I spit everything out onto a page. So anything that's in the back of my mind, any tasks, messages, emails, anything that I've got, I put it all in one place and I say, all right, if only 5 things got done today, what would they be? And in this order. I put them all on that page and that's my focus for the day. It makes everything flow so much better because I'm rather generous with my time, I would say, on a regular basis. I'm a mini go-to tech guy. So a lot of people have tiny issues that they're like, hey, I can't convert this to the correct image or whatever this is. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'll stop what I'm doing right now and help you out with that. And I'll take a 15-minute session, help them fix it out, and we move forward.
Yep.
However, I kept doing that over and over and over again. And I was like, why am I not accomplishing as much as I was before? Well, Matt and I had a chat and we're like, well, let's try implementing the power list. And once I put that, anytime anyone came to me and said, hey, can you do this? I had to look at my power list first. And I said, well, can I do this? Yes, but not today. Let me schedule you in for Thursday, and at this
and that person
time,
survived.
And they survived. They were able to Google it.
My God! Wait a minute. So you told them no, I don't have time for that, and they actually found the answer for themselves.
Found the answer for themselves. Yeah, exactly. That was like, oh wow, no, this is actually.
And were they mad at you for it?
I mean, maybe a little bit at first, but the fact that the power list becomes something they respect now. That it's
I guarantee you, they may have been like, oh crap. They may have not. They weren't mad at you.
Right.
They were disappointed they had to go find the answer themselves.
Yes.
But now, guess what? They learned so much more versus being a hey Colin. They learned how to accomplish whatever
you
that simple
actually
task was
helped them
themselves.
more than if you had done the thing
1000%.
for them. So if you're someone who's you go around helping people all the time, think of it as
quit helping people is what Colin's saying.
I'm saying reframe your mindset on it. Is me doing this for them actually helping them more in the long term?
Yep.
The whole if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll eat for the rest of his life. Are you robbing them of the chance to learn how to fish?
100%. Another thing that the power list does is it builds trust in yourself. There is no higher power in this world than being able to say, I'm going to do something, and knowing for a fact you actually mean it.
Yes.
Because there's too many times that people try things, or they said, oh, it'd be nice if I could do this. Mm-hmm. When I make a commitment, I'm not perfect, but I'm pretty fucking close. Because I have already thought through, or I'm willing to do the work that it takes to follow through on that commitment. Because I said it, and I'm going to do it. And I have that trust in myself that I will figure it the fuck out and I will accomplish it. And it's through 75 Hard. It's through doing a power list on a daily basis. Because I'm breaking down my big goal into a bite-sized piece every single day. And then what happens is it builds confidence. You believe yourself. Too many people in this world, seriously, if you truly could see into people's brains, I would be one of about 80% of the people walking this planet, if not more, have very, very little to no confidence in themselves. They may on the exterior show it,
right?
But do they truly feel in their heart, in their gut, that they are confident in themselves, in their abilities, in their job, in their skills, and whatever? Do they feel like they keep commitments to themselves?
Yeah.
Do they feel it? So true confidence has nothing to do with looks, with any of that crap. True confidence comes from, I actually do what I say I'm going to do. I keep my promises to myself. If you keep your promises to yourself, your life will absolutely change. One of the tools to do that is the power list.
Yeah.
Again, it's a very, very simple tool, but it's so fucking complex, and it will absolutely change your fucking life if you use it. So build trust in yourself. You believe yourself. When you say you're going to do something, you actually follow through enough, you start to believe yourself. Imagine that. Imagine the momentum it would cause in your life if you actually fulfilled your commitments. You did what you said you were going to do every time.
Yeah.
Self-confidence, there are so many factors go into self-confidence, but it's the more confident you are, not arrogant, not cocky, but confident, the more you can accomplish.
Yeah.
It goes so in line with success. Most successful people are confident. You know why they're confident? Because they're not willing, or they're not afraid to put in the work on a daily basis to accomplish what it is that they've accomplished in their life. So confidence. Also, it creates a snowball effect. You start stacking enough wins. So here's how I do the power list. So I write 1 through 5. 8 right now on phase 3, but typically 1 through 5. And when I accomplish one of them, I mark it off on the piece of paper. I scratch it off. Why? Why do I do that, Colin?
Because it's done.
I scratch it off because I completed it, but what does it do for my psyche? What does it do for my brain?
Dopamine.
It gives me a huge hit of dopamine.
Yes.
I accomplished it.
Yes.
I got it done. Right? So when you do that, every time you check one of those off, and at the end of the day, you either put a W or an L on top of the page. And I do it as big as I fucking can. Like, I'll take up the whole damn page and I circle it, underline it, highlight it, whatever the hell you have to do. Because there is nothing like that feeling that you get. Again, confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
I won the day. I set out to accomplish AB. I went out to hunt to provide food for my family. I brought back food. I won the day. And so what happens is the snowball effect is you win enough days. Now you start getting confidence. Now your power list starts getting more critical.
Yeah.
It starts getting more specific. It's easier to measure. It's a more critical task. It's pushing you a little further because you got that confidence in yourself. And now it just builds and builds and builds. And you win enough days, you win enough weeks. Here's the secret to changing your life. Right here is the secret to changing your life. You win the day today. Then you win the day tomorrow. You stack enough days on top of each other, the days turn into weeks. Now you win enough weeks, those turn into months. Those months turn into years, and then your life has changed forever. But it starts with, what did I do today? Did I win the day today? And the power list is how you can tell yourself if you won or you lost.
Whether with a giant W or a giant L. Yeah, no, it works incredibly well.
And let me also tell you, here's a word of caution. You're going to start doing the power list. You're going to be, especially if you do 75 hard also, you're going to build confidence. You're going to feel indestructible at times, which is awesome. But there's too many people that feel that way, and they stop doing what works because it works.
Yep.
The power list is something that I will do till the day I die because it is that powerful. Again, it's so fucking simple, but it's so powerful. And I think the powerfulness is in the simpleness of it. Because if it's too complex, you have this big planner and you have this and you have all these different things, like, it gets overwhelming, right? Now you might as well just have your 100 things on your to-do list.
Right.
And so you just break it down into bite-sized pieces. And again, the secret to changing your life is winning the day today. That's where it starts. If you don't win the day today, you can't change your life a year from now. So start today. Put 5 critical tasks on a piece of paper. Mark them off when you're done. When you accomplish them, put a W at the top of the page.
And do it every single day.
And, Colin, what happens if you get 4 of the 5 done?
Well, it's close enough. We'll give it a W.
Bullshit. You either win or you lose.
Yep.
There is no second place trophies in life. Participation trophies, all that, it doesn't fucking apply here.
All or nothing.
All or nothing.
Yeah.
You got all 5 done to completion, or you lost. So what you will learn is you will put things on there that you'll put on your power list that are out of your control. And you're waiting on somebody to return your call. Well, happens to be they're on vacation. Oh, well, you lost the day. You did not accomplish what it was. So be more specific. Or sometimes things are out of your control and you can't win every day.
Right.
But over time, are you winning more days than you're losing? Right. So there are no participation trophies. It's all or nothing. You either got all 5 done to completion or you failed.
Yep. And that's what makes it so powerful, because there's no wiggle room. It's like, well, I got most of it done, so that's close enough. It's like, nope, it's not close enough.
Nope.
And because of that, then you're building trust in those commitments across the board, that you're like, no, when I say I'm going to do something, I mean 100% it will be done, not just kind of mostly done.
Exactly. Oh, close enough is a path to failure. Like close enough. No, it doesn't work. No, you have to do it all of it, or you don't do it at all. All or nothing. What a name, right?
Yeah, what a name. Promise we're not like purposely putting that in every time, but it just keeps happening.
That's right. All right, so guys, let me close with this. I want to challenge you. If you're listening to this, I want to challenge you to do a power list of your own for 30 days straight. Every day for 30 days. Yes, the weekends too. Weekends are a day, right? So on the weekends too. It may adjust because you have less work. Maybe it's you want to take your family to the park. Maybe whatever it is that's important to you in your life. 5 critical tasks that if you can look back on those 5 tasks and you accomplish them, you're like, wow, I had a good day. What are those 5 things? Do that for 30 days straight. And if you do that for 30 days straight and you do that how we told you how to do it, and your life is not in a better position, I want you to send me a private message, because we need to have a conversation. Because I've not yet to meet anybody that has done this for 30 days straight that has not changed their life for the better. If you want to live a better life, start here. So that's my challenge to you.
100%. And hey, public declaration, if any of you want to share what your 30-day challenge in the private group, please do so. We'll keep you accountable.
Yeah, that's a great idea. If you're not a part of our private group in Facebook, we'll put a link in the show notes, so you can apply to join. But if you're a part of our private group already, put your power list in there. Share it with others. Hold yourself accountable. Yeah. I think that would be great. I'll start if other people start sharing theirs, I'll start sharing mine.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be great. We'll hold each other accountable and let's all level up together.
Yeah, absolutely. Put them, like Matt was saying, put them on your wall. That's what I was doing, and doing it. It gets it out there. It says, this is what I'm doing, and everyone around you sees that.
Yep.
And really holds you accountable.
Awesome, guys. So again, thank you so much for listening. All or Nothing in Real Estate is a movement. We are trying to give back. No, we aren't trying. We don't try shit.
We are giving.
We are giving back.
Yes.
We are giving proven stuff that has leveled up our lives and other people that we know. This isn't theory. This isn't fluff. This isn't bullshit. This is real advice. So if you found value from this, share it with a friend. We're not selling anything. All that we are doing is giving back. That's it. And so if you know somebody that would benefit from this, the Power List, 75 Hard, this whole movement, invite them. Wherever you're listening, watching right now, invite them to that. Share it with your friends so we can help more people. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of All or Nothing in Real Estate. If you found anything this valuable, please share this with your friends. All or Nothing in Real Estate is a passion project of mine. This business has done so much for me and my family, and this is my way to give back. I'm also a real estate coach with Cheplack Select Coaching. So if you are interested in having a coaching consultation with me, please check out the link below. All or Nothing in Real Estate is not just a podcast, it is a movement. It is a community of contribution that is single-handedly designed to help change the real estate community in a positive way. So make sure you're following us on all social platforms and subscribe to us on YouTube. Most importantly, make sure you've requested to join All or Nothing in Real Estate's private Facebook group. That is a private group that we keep in exclusive content, and we do it in a private setting to make sure it remains a community of contribution. There's a lot of great in-depth content there for free, so please make sure you join that group as well. And again, thank you guys so much for listening. If you found this of value, please share this with your friends. It is my goal to give back and contribute to make this industry better for all of us. Thanks again.